Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's creating that environment. You said something earlier also about, screws fall out all the time, but it's how you put them back in, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a great way to put it because oftentimes that's exactly how we lead our lives, and you start to do something over again and you realize it's a little bit different. But oftentimes people don't realize that different is much better or could be better or the opportunities are there for it to be better. So appreciate you pointing that out. You said something else that I just love because it's the nature of my show, and that's saying yes. But you said it's important first for you to say yes to me. And I think that that's where the foundation starts, right? You got to say yes to yourself before you start throwing it out there in the universe, and the fact that you identified that. Can you talk a little bit about how you say yes to you first and where you go from there? Yeah, yeah, well, I think it's important to understand that too, because oftentimes if we're not our best self, we can't help others or be a part of others' lives or be productive in our work environment or as a leader or even as the head of your household or as a father and a family member. So I think it's a very good point about saying yes to yourself first. and then working your way through the process. It's interesting because a lot of people talk about making money and the selfishness of making money, but in my thought, and I talked to my mentor about this, David Meltzer, quite a bit, is making money is a good thing because if I've got more of it, I can help more people. And that's where I thrive on my goals and being successful is that if I can make more, I can help more people because without that, I'm just dead in the water. It's just talk. So at that point, if I can be successful, I can help other people. Now, one of the things in regards to saying yes to me, a lot of people ask me about, how am I so driven or how do I accomplish the things that I accomplish? And I appreciate you bringing this up because oftentimes I can't define it publicly. But I think for me, what I do is, for example, I just raced a 24-hour race in Iceland, a foot race. I said yes to myself for about 4 days before I brought it up to anybody. And I knew when I publicly said it, I'd already gone through that process of, do I want to do this? What does it look like? What would I want to accomplish? How am I going to do this? And can I really do it? And so by the time I said it verbally to somebody else, I'd already said yes to me for 4 days. I think that's important. So thank you for bringing that up in those terms because it's hard to identify that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Hey, as we wrap this thing up, you mentioned giving back, and I know that some of the proceeds from your book are for giving back. Can you talk about where those go and why you selected that? Yeah, that's great. Well, listen, man, we've really appreciated hearing your story and how you got to where you're at and ultimately putting this book out. Can you tell us where people can find you and where they can get this book and the title and all that good stuff? Because I think they're going to be interested. I know I can't wait to get my copy and dig into it. I'll probably do that over the weekend here and enjoy some 80's flashback. Right? Neither can I. Hmm. Wow. Well, that's wonderful. Again, we appreciate the flashback and relating to those movies as it relates to your career too. So, very interesting take on saying yes. We wish you the best through the New Year's holiday and the success of your book, Chris. Thanks.